Hello YouTube again, Trinity here. We're going to be doing another deck profile for another Susanoo deck. I figured, you know, cat, go, co-star, go back, go. We'll knock everything over. So currently I'm going through all my decks and reorganizing them and trying to, I'm trying to find some decks to do deck profiles for the channel. And I just did the Susanoo one for V, and I figured I'd do my favorite deck of all time, G format Susanoo, which I am a huge Susanoo fan, if you couldn't tell by the SPs in the other deck profile. I do want to make a premium version of this. I unfortunately don't have a lot of players in my area who play premium, who are in my friend group, who don't play Luard. I hate Luard. Anyway, moving on. I have a hatred for Luard. Free deck. Anyway, this will be a deck profile for probably my favorite deck of all time. I played this deck for the entirety of G. It's the reason I love the Oracle Think Tank so much. It's my favorite deck, and I will never probably change it to a premium deck. If anything, I'll buy a premium version of this. I might take the SPs out both. I'm trying to debate if I want to just like get them all in the same sleeve and swap it out, or just make a full new premium deck SP'd out. Probably the first option. I want to save money now that I'm a teacher. But we'll start with the starting Vanguard. DV Loyalist, Ikatsu Konoko, I believe is pronounced. He is my opinion, the best starter in Oracle Think Tank. I'll move the deck box out of the way. He has the Oracle keyword. If you're an Oracle, you can put him into the soul and countercharge 1. And if your hand is 4 or less when you ride a Vanguard when your Vanguard is placed with the Oracle keyword, you may put this to the soul and draw. So he's just a good card all around, gets a countercharge, and lets you plus when you're negging. Just defending the best starter in the deck. Next we play the main Vanguard, my homeboy, my avatar himself, Susanoo. I love this card so very much. It's very shiny. It's Oracle lets you check the top card of your deck, place them top to bottom. When you stride, Soul Blast to the draw, and you can soul charge, I believe, if Wakarahime or Amaterasu say something in your G zone. Next, it's a pure Susanoo deck. You can run another grade 3 if you wish. I just prefer having my boy in the deck. Neither one is really a misride. It's just how you play your resources. We have Supreme Heavenly Battle Deity Susanoo. I picked these up for like $3. I know they're more now, but I would like a 4th copy. This is my boy. Counterblast. When you stride, look at top 2 card, add 1 to hand, place 1 to bottom. And he has GB2, get +1 critical. I've actually ended games early V with the +1 critical effect by placing 4 Kusanagis in the soul. Something you can do. It doesn't come up anymore though, because of how fast the format is. Moving on to grade 2s. 4 of the best grade 2 in the deck. Well, second best in my opinion, but she is your best killer. We have Nanase, Oracle. She gets 1k power for every card in your hand. And on hit, Counterblast, Soul Blast with the top 2 card, 1 into your hand, place 1 at the bottom of the deck in any order. Then we have the card I normally ride, but it's also just really good to rush with. I'm gonna give me a minute. His effect is slipping my mind. It's Oracle, Counterblast 1 when he attacks. So you have to have 5 cards in hand when he attacks. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 card of the Oracle ability to your hand, place the rest into your deck and shuffle. He's a way to shuffle your deck up. And also, he gets 3k power, so he's a 12k attacker. You don't use that effect too often, but it does come up. And then the second effect almost never comes up, but you can actually, when it does, I really like it. When your hand is low at the rush on turn 2, you can place him into the soul and draw a card, which I don't normally use his effect for that, but it does come up. Next, we have the next Oracle card, Rigid Crane. He's just an 11k beater that if he hits, countercharge and soul charge. I'm honestly only running him because he's an 11k beater, and for the next card, because he completes the Oracle package. We have Tankman Mode Interrupt. I've been playing this since late G. This is my personal favorite card. It's a 7k beater, so it's really good when you go first, so you can hit into a 7k Vanguard, but it's just there to fix hands, and to basically, if you're bricking, you don't want a G assist. You want to play this, draw 2, pitch probably a crane or something, and you gotta just calculate what you need, and it's just really good to deck thin your deck, draw cards, and yeah, I was running this before people started running in a premium. I just really love this card. It saved me from G-assisting several times, and it got me my first top, which is right over there. You want to put the camera over there, babe? my little top 8 playmat. I got second place that day for the ARG event and got my invite. I missed the ARG format. Bring it back. I missed the ARG formats a lot. I missed their league. It was very fun. I only took 1 L, and it was due to me being inexperienced and someone taking advantage of that, which is unfortunate, but I did learn a life lesson from it. I didn't have dice, and I could not prove the number with Carp and Susanoo, and he sharked me on it, even though he said I could use his dice, but when it came down to it, he did not allow me to use his dice. It is a memory that I'm always going to hold in my head, and it's just something to learn from. Remember to have dice to prove your numbers. Some people will shark you. It was like my first big event, but I took the anger from that loss, which should have been my win, and I went undefeated the rest of the day, and we split in top 4 cut, and yeah, it was fun. I got my invite, got second place. The guy who cheated me out got first, well, in terms of ranking, so that brought up my score as well, but yeah, overall I still had fun. I learned from the mistake. I'm not holding it on the person anymore, or at all. It was on me for not having dice. It's also on him for not paying attention and talking to someone else, but we live and we learn from our mistakes. We should never hold them on others. Next, we run 4 perfect guards, the damage and flip, and the one that's Oracle. This one, if you're Oracle, you can counterblast, add it back to your hand, shuffle, and then you can bind the top card of your deck face down. Well, top 1 card in your hand face down at random, so kind of just like you take a gamble to add the PG back if you need. It's also searchable off of the Loyalist. So that's it for the perfect cards. Next, we run 4 Stride Fathers. Yes, this entire deck is SP, pretty much. I love Susanoo so much. He's based your average Stride Father, discard, he gets +2 grade, and he can search your Vanguard. Pretty self-explanatory for G. We next run the best grade 1 in the deck, Susanoo. She is very important. She buffs up any card that has Oracle by 1k for every card in your hand. So if you use Susanoo with Nanase, she'll get +2 for every card in hand. So if you have 5 cards in hand, it's a minimum of 10k buff, which is the minimum for Oracle. You need 5 cards in your hand. And then we run this card for early aggro and also for the Oracle package. Precious Ophinian. He's not. The best part about this entire deck is a lot of the Oracle effects are not locked to GP. All their effects are not locked to GP, pretty much. So you can call this down on like your grade 2 turn, Soul Blast 1 to draw 1, and kind of replace itself. I used to hate this card because I thought like when I was bad at the game, it used to counteract Susanoo's stride skill, but then I thought that makes no sense. Just when you're younger, you have some bad opinions on the game, you know. We all have it. We all live and learn, but yeah, that makes no sense because they're plussing the exact same way, except he does it for a cheaper cost. And he's also a free stride if you need it. That does not come up. Normally it will die in most formats, but if it's there on your board when you start your turn and you need to do so, it's nice to have. Move on to the triggered lineup. We have the best card in the deck, Magikarp. Efficient Carp, the most efficient Magikarp in the world. I will always rush with this card. This is my favorite card in the deck. Its effect is Oracle when your hand is 5 more cards. You may, at the end of your turn, place this into Soul, check the top card of your deck. You may put it to your hand or bottom of the, you may put it to the top or bottom of your deck and then draw. So you can, again, fix your hand. You can rush really easily and it's not locked to GB at all. And it's just really nice to have. It's probably my favorite card, honestly. I've stolen so many games with Carp. Carp isn't the boy. Next, we'll move on to the rest of the triggers. We got 4 Psychic Bird, 4 Kusanagi, your standard crits. Put the Soul and give your Vanguard plus Susanoo plus 5,000 power. And then Psychic Bird is a card I like to rush with as well. It goes to, and then you can put it back to Soul and draw a card later on. So sometimes I like to call my entire hand on turn 2 and rush. And then the next turn I'll use the starter's effect when I ride Susanoo. Then I'll throw in all the Psychic Birds in the Soul and just draw 4 cards. Something I like to do personally. It depends on your matchups, of course, but it's a play I enjoy. And then my heal trigger, 4 copies of the SP Lawson's Magus. This could also be the Battle Sister G-Guard, but I got so used to not having it since it came out as a promo at the very end of G. And I just find the 6k booster and deck recycler very important, plus it's SP, and I've had this since I've started the game. But that is for the main deck. Since it's G, we have the G deck. We have the best card in the deck, one of your main finishers, my Xerath Dragon Ultima. This is like one of the 2 finishers in the main deck. You will be going into this with Carp and a crit on the top of your deck to end games most of the time. if you don't have the way to get Oracle. Next, we run 4 copies of Ichikishima. I'm trying to put down the girl. I have 1 SP and 3 other ones from the premium collection. G is your win condition. I'm sure you all know that for both premium and G. Counterblast 1, flip a copy, draw 2 cards, and Oracle, their opponent can't guard with grade 0s or G Guardians. Next, we have 1 copy of my boy Susanoo, which is Counterblast 2, 1 placed, draw until you have 5 cards in your hand, and he gets a critical if you're an Oracle, which is nice if you get rushed out. Sometimes you just need to get back the card advantage, and he's just also one of the cards you sometimes take out if you G assist. But you're also striding into him in the Chaos Breaker matchup just because you're a 2-crit Vanguard, and you're just going to pray to God that your opponent doesn't have the PG sometimes. Because you don't want to waste this until you can absolutely guarantee kill. So sometimes you're going to go into this in Chaos Breaker and Link Joker matchups, which I have to do a lot because 3 of my plans play Link Joker and G. They play Chaos Breaker and Messiah. So yeah. Then we have Kamisanowos. This is sometimes your first stride just to make GB2 if you can't make Oracle by whatever reason. He's not bad. He can also buff your stuff up. Again, you'll stride into this in the Chaos Breaker matchup. We have an alternate finisher in terms of GB8. You'll stride this in the Chaos Breaker matchup because you don't ever go into these unless you know you can win the game. And she's just really nice to stack your deck if you know they don't have a PG. She's an okay finisher. I've won with her a few times, but most of the time I've won off the cards over here. This is your typical first stride, Amino Sagumi. If you have Oracle, on a hit, so it flips something on attack. If you have Oracle, on hit, draw 2, discard 1, countercharge, and soul charge. Just really good deck thinning advantage. And this is a G format deck profile, 1 copy of Subreeze. If they're grade stalling you, you don't really care too much, but it's just nice to be able to get some stride on them if you want to get the triple drive off. Finally, we have the G Guardians, 1 Godhawk, 2 Amaterasu, 1 SP, 1 from the private collection. This is how you get the Amaterasu name. You could run Wakura Hime. I've never been a fan of her, to be honest. I think her effect being locked to Oracle on attack is really just awkward. The only one I want to be doing that is on first stride. Not most of the time. If I'm going into a card with Oracle, I'm going into if I have 2 face up, I'm going into Ichikishima. Then we've run 1 copy of Apex just to look top 2, add 1, so you can dig for a PG if you need it, and a Turbo GB8 if you're in that position. And 1 Barbaros, again, just to dig for more cards, and because he's a good G Guardian. And that is it for the Susanoo deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. I've been playing Susanoo for the longest. Every time someone offers to play G, this is the deck. It's either this, Big Belly, or Shaharat that I normally pull out. But I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. It's one I've played forever now, and I've really much enjoyed it. I just really love this deck. I'm well known for it around this area. It used to be a thing that I had a crush on Susanoo, which may not be far off at the time. I do like Japanese culture and deities. But that is it for the deck profile. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.